So here I am in my attic home studio, and I wanted to see what it sounds like before I put sound treatment up and after I put sound treatment up. So here it is now. If I clap my hands, you can hear there's quite a lot of early reflections going on in here. We want to tame that a bit so that when I'm mixing, I'm not getting that confusing the timing and the EQ of my mixes. The first thing to say is that this room has curtains, so we're going to close the curtains first of all to see what effect that has. So here we go again, one more test without the curtains. And I can already hear the curtains make a big difference, but let's just do the clap test. So that's definitely dampened it down. So I just want to do a little bit more than that. So I'm going to put a panel up on that wall, which will get the early reflections when I'm sitting here in my mixing position. And I'm going to put a panel on that wall, which will do the same. And I'm going to do a panel here as well. And then I'm going to put some panels behind the speakers against the wall, because we've got an alcove in there, which is a huge big bass trap. And so I'm going to try and stop the sound from going back into there. So let's see how that sounds once I've done it. So here I am again, having done my room treatment, or at least my original bit of room treatment. Just to explain what I've done, I've put some panels on either side wall here, which you may or may not see on the video because it's quite wide, this room. And then I've put a ceiling cloud up here as well of sorts. And then I've put freestanding panels behind the desk itself. Now I don't know how it sounds at that side of the room to you. This is a bedroom as well as my studio. And one side of the room I've left without panels altogether. But here in my listening position, where I'm going to be doing my mixing, it's a massive difference. Before I could hear lots of reflections, in here it's really dry sounding. I'm not getting the nasty reflections off the wall. But just to conclude things, let's do our clap test that we did the other day and see what difference that makes. Now the room's not entirely dry because, as I said, part of it has no panels at all, and I may end up putting up some panels there if it's not good enough, but you can be the judge as to whether that's made a difference from that side of the room. What I'm going to do now is move the camera over here, and you'll hear how dry it sounds here. Just before we do, here's the bedroom side. I don't know if you can see, there's a big dormer here, a flat roof over a pitched roof because it's an attic. And when I clap here, it's definitely less dry. It's got a lot of early reflections, which doesn't matter too much because it's not the place I'm going to be mixing in. In actual fact, I quite like having this a little bit more lively because I'll probably do some tracking of some instruments over here, and I don't want the place to be completely lifeless. Anyway, let's go to the mixing position now and see what that sounds like. Now I appreciate that had I thought about this, I would have recorded from here to start with. So to some extent, I'm afraid you're going to have to trust me on what I'm about to say. But actually, this is so much better. I can hear it instantly. It feels like this place is much drier and much more dampened. Interestingly, because it has been treated, it's really accentuated my hearing in certain frequencies. I can, for example, hear that I'm getting some reflections off the desk now. And one of the thoughts I've had is about lowering the height of my desk so that I can angle my speakers up so that I don't get the reflections off the desk that could also cause me problems. But anyway, let's do a clap test here. This is going to be difficult to assess for you guys because you didn't hear it beforehand, but here we go. So I would say this is still a little bit of a problematical room. There's still quite a lot of hard surfaces. I may end up putting some additional panels on the bedroom side of the wall But let's see how we go for a bit with things as they are. What I can tell you is this space here just sounds incredible. When I've fired up my music, I can just hear things much more clearly. I'm pretty sure that's not a placebo effect, because as I stand here, it really does make a difference. And interestingly, if I step back to here, where above me is still the hard ceiling, it really sounds a lot different. It's much brighter sounding, and it's much more of a nasty slap back delay type effect here as well. So I'm pretty confident this is going to make a difference to my mixes. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know your experiences. I have done another video in which I show my journey to manufacture the stands for the acoustic panels I bought. So if you want to watch that, please click on the link in the description. I hope this has been of some help to you. I really appreciate the other guys that I've seen on YouTube doing similar experiments of their own. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again.